Hey guys, December 8th, 2015 today. This is Drutter, and I have another episode of Drutterance. This one's number 5, and the topic was chosen by a subscriber who wants to talk about copper bullion. I'm not necessarily an expert in copper bullion, but I do know a few things, and I have an interest in copper and a little bit of a collection of a few copper coins, so I'll go ahead and do a Drutterance episode on it. Copper's elemental symbol, of course, is Cu. So if you ever see Cu, that's talking about copper. You'd think copper would be Co, but that one was taken. Copper is a non-magnetic element. The Canadian dollar is made to look like copper, but it is steel. And it does have a lot of other properties that are similar to silver. One thing about copper that's different from silver fundamentally is that there is far more copper on this planet than there is silver. Kind of like how there's a lot more silver than gold on this planet, there's a lot more copper than silver. But it does have a lot of uses, so it is a valuable metal. It has been treated as a semi-precious monetary metal for a very long time, has a long history of being a monetary metal. That is ending now in the last few years here, after hundreds of years of being used as a money and a currency. It is now not. Canadians are removing copper from currency right now. Here's some currency that was removed from circulation a long time ago, several decades ago. Those are Great Britain large cents, they're called. And you could put 48 of those together and you get a full pound of copper. Coincidentally, copper is valued on the market in pounds. We don't bother calculating it in ounces because then we'd be talking about cents rather than dollars. So right now, copper is valued at $2 a pound. That's a pound of copper. I'll show you what it looks like. You can, of course, get this in bar form or whatever, but there you go. That's 48 Great Britain cents. Oh, dropped a few. But there you go. That's a pound of copper. And that's worth $2. These 48 cents are worth $2 US right now. And let's talk about price. I could draw a price chart, a rough one anyway. See here. Let's go 10-year chart or a 15-year chart. So got 2015 and 2000. Sorry, 2008. That's the thing about Drutterance is they're unscripted, unedited, and unprepared. So I like to do it that way. It forces me to think a little differently and do things differently, which I like. It was about $1 or less than $1 in 2000, and then we had a spike up to about $4. That was in 2007, and then the crash back down to $1.25, so barely over these old levels in 2008. That was when the stock market crashed. Copper is a industrial metal these days. It's not so much a monetary metal, it is an industrial metal. So when the economy crashes, copper also crashes. So we had a pullback to $1.25, or was it $1.50 in 2008, and then another big move up to 2011, which is when the other metals markets peaked. Perhaps not a coincidence there. And that was at 4 or 450. This was about $4 here, and this is about 450. So it got higher than that last time, and then ever since then it has been on a curve downward like that. And it's at $2 right now. It's still above that old level of $1.25 there, but it's a far cry from 450. It's lost over half its value just in the last 3 or 4 years, and that shows the drastic change in copper's value as an industrial metal. Like I said, copper was a monetary metal for the longest time, and it just isn't anymore. We've taken it out of circulation in Canada as of 2012. The copper penny. Well, most pennies weren't even copper anymore. They were mostly steel, just like the loonie. And most of copper's value is in relation to an industrial metal. It has been used for pipes and electronics and just so many other applications for hundreds of years, literally. So it has been an industrial metal for a long time and a monetary metal for a long time. Now the system has taken it out of being a money. It's not in currency in circulation at all anymore, really anywhere on the planet. You can find the odd bit of copper hidden in your, sometimes in your nickels or in your pennies, but almost none left. It's being taken out and melted back down and taken into the government coffers again. So when we see the price of copper crashing down like that, we know it's because of the industrial demand for copper crashing as the economy crashes. Will it crash even further down below 2008's levels? Certainly, I think it could absolutely do that, because we are looking at a huge, huge crash in the stock market coming, so that will pull copper down with it. And it will be interesting to see. But demand is not allowed to control the price of silver and gold the way that it controls the price of copper. Silver and gold's price is not at all in relation to its demand. Demand for them is at a record high as their price reach record lows. Not so with copper. Copper's demand is down. Copper's demand is plummeting, and that's why you see its price plummet. So there are some lessons to be learned here for gold and silver enthusiasts as well. Keep your eye on copper, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.